So today I want to talk a little bit about the new Spider-Man movie. It's called Spider-Man No Way Home. And listen, anybody who reads Morning News Beat or has heard me talk about the movies knows that I'm not big on comic book movies. I'm just not. The older I get, the less I find them to be appealing, with some exceptions, But largely one of the things I don't like about them is there generally don't seem to be any real emotional stakes. I mean, it always seems a little bit manufactured to me. Now, as I said, there are exceptions. For example, I really like the Dark Knight movies that were done by Christopher Nolan. And I thought, the Avengers Endgame movie, had some real stuff going on there. But largely, it's hard for me to get excited about comic book movies because they are drawn with, it seems to me relatively simple lines and not a lot of shadings, not a lot of emotional shadings. They're good, but they don't touch my soul. And that's not to say, by the way, that I'm criticizing Marvel. Marvel, far more than DC, I think has done actually an extraordinary job in terms of the business model, the way they've connected this universe, originally in movies and now on streaming. One of the things they do is they kind of create this environment where you feel like, well, if I miss one, I'm not going to understand what's going on in the next one because they're building this kind of long form narrative. And they've been very smart about that. And they've hired very good actors and generally hired really good directors and writers. But, still, there's some limitations, shall we say, in the form. Now, Spider-Man No Way Home. I saw it and I went to the movie theater to see it. I went with one of my sons and we decided to do it on Monday afternoon. We went to a 1 o'clock show. There was almost nobody in the theater. So we felt pretty safe about it. Only the second movie that I've seen since the beginning of the pandemic, seen it in a theater. And, and it's gotten, very good reviews and it's been very successful at the box office. And I will say, Spider-Man No Way Home, they got me. This may be one of my favorite comic book movies that I've seen. Because while, yes, there's lots of explosions and there's comic book villains, and this is, after all, a lead character who can shoot spider webs out of his body and kind of fly through the sky and stuff like that. It's not exactly reality. But it is done in such a way that there are real emotional stakes, and the performances are really, really good. Tom Holland is a terrific Spider-Man. Marissa Tomei is in it. I'm not going to tell you a lot about the plot because I don't believe in spoilers. And the thing is, I sort of avoided reading anything about it for the most part until I went to see it because I didn't want to ruin any of the surprises for myself. Some of them I had a sense were coming. Some of them I didn't see coming at all, and they grabbed me. So I have to say I walked away from Spider-Man No Way Home thinking, okay, that's a real achievement. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it every time. I don't even know if they want to do it like that every time. But I will say, if you want to see a really, really good comic book movie, go see Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know that you necessarily have to go to a theater. I think it would have been fine to watch at home, but it'll probably be, February, maybe early March before it's available for home viewing. And they'll put it out there probably in time for the Oscars. But it's worth seeing, and I wanted to tell you about it.